Automobiles. Most of us have owned them. Most have been around to own quite a few. I want to talk about automobiles in your life. Stay with us. Hello, and once again to the Video Call-In Show, that show that invites you to be a live video guest on this program. Talk about anything you want to talk about. Now, of course, subject of the day is going to come up, but hey, I will talk just about anything, be it that topic of the day or current events, could be a personal project of yours, or just chew the fat. Joining is real easy. All you've got to do is point your browser to zoom.us, click on join a meeting, and enter in that meeting number right there. You will come up in my green room, and I will bring you up. First come, first serve for about the next hour. My name, by the way, is Jim, and I am the host of the Video Call-In Show. I will be here for about the next hour. My job, to listen and learn to and about you. Now, tonight's subject is one that most of you already know is very near and dear to my heart. I'm an autophile, if you will. I don't even know if that's the correct word. I'm a gearhead. Hey, how about that? I'm a gearhead, and I love my cars. I've had quite a few over the years, not as many as some, but more than a whole bunch. Of course, I've been on this earth for a while. I think I figured it up, and aside from the four-wheelers, the boats, and most of them are old and crap, but the go-karts, the mini bikes, the motorcycles. I counted up the vehicles, the four-wheel or more vehicles. Oh, that excludes trailers as well. And it comes up to, I think, 26, which is not an extraordinary number given my age, but it is. Now, if you guys, because I want to talk about your vehicles tonight, I want to talk about your history. I may sprinkle a picture in here or two, some you've never seen. But I want to see yours. If you have a picture, if you want to come up and you've got a picture of a particular vehicle you want to talk about, my email address is right there in the lower third. It is videocallin@gmail.com. I will open it up right now in case somebody decides to send us their a picture that we can talk about it at the same time. So if not, that's okay too. I literally just want to hear about your vehicles. Now, like I said, before I do that, let me say hello to the kind people who are in the chat thus far. We've got Jesse Mendez. How you doing? He says, holy crap, I'm first. Catherine Cook, how you doing as well? She says, no, you're not. Oh, man. And then she's getting a lesson there. Good. Susan Hamilton, how are you? Good to see you. And we've also got Patty Broussard. Patty, I caught you at the tail end of Mike's show. I apologize for that. I was very, very, very busy. Magic Jones, how are you doing, Jason? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And we've got Raven Commentary 2001. How are you, Ghana? Welcome to the show. Evie Bubbles says, hello, I may be evicted today as my neighbor is lying about me. If I get excited, no point living. Sorry to hear that, Evie. We'll keep our eye out on that one. Appreciate you being here. Outdoorsy Gal. Speaking of which, tonight's subject was brought to my attention by Outdoorsy Gal. And this would be her right here. She's got a new banner, and she's putting out some really wonderful things. A lot of great on the water videos of late. But that is Outdoorsy Gal. Thank you so much for suggesting this topic, Chrissy. I so appreciate that, as always. Oh, come on. Yeah, it'll zoom back in. Automatically. Bill 56 Bel Air, speaking of vehicles, how you doing, man? Good to see you, my friend. So who else? Tell me in the chat, who else is a gearhead, or at least someone who just loves their vehicles, even if you can't work on them? Now, you've got to remember that being a gearhead for so long. In fact, I started racing motorcycles when I was just a wee lad. Here's a quick image of me out on the motocross track. And here's another one a little bit later. done by a professional photog, as a matter of fact, which was cool. But I had to learn to work on them at a very, very young age. And the reason that was is because, it's always good to know how to fix things. I've always been a huge proponent of being able to work on your own equipment, especially if you want to keep it in top working order and you're not going to pay for a mechanic to be sitting in the pits waiting on you. But my father was my mechanic for most of the time, which was really nice. He and I both worked on them tirelessly, as a matter of fact. And that really started me with my love for the wheeled vehicles. And I want to hear about your motorcycles and your trucks as well, because I know I've owned my share of trucks. In fact, it's probably close to, if you take the wife's car out of there, which I've counted in that list, it's probably about 50-50, honestly. My first truck was a Datsun 620. I don't know if you guys know what that is or what it looks like. You know what I should do? Since those that I don't have pictures of while we wait for somebody to call in, I should just go look and show you folks what I'm actually talking about. So Datsun, call it Datsun. It was a fun truck. It was the one that was story I had. In fact, mine looked much better than this, but this is a very close representation of what I'm talking about. It was yellow. Yes. What can I say about that? It was actually owned by my father at first. He bought it new, and it was a long bed. And we used it to haul the motorcycles around for many moons until we got the van. Yes, the van. Are you ready? I'll slow fade this one. Ooh. If that isn't a shaggin' wagon, I don't know what is. That was a 1974 Econoline, Ford Econoline. And it was dressed to the max. Here it is next to the Mustang. After I remember this picture specifically because it was right after the blizzard of '78 had dissipated. So there you have it. You're not going to get to see too many vehicles like that. Now, you also have to, I don't have any pictures of the rear end of it, but you have to imagine it was the double door variety back in the day, right? And it had no windows on the back doors, but it had a huge Ford decal on the both of the rear doors. Yeah. See, my boy, he's already at 15 vehicles, and that's unfair because he decided to he decided to start buying donor vehicles. And it might not even include your donor vehicles, not including the multiple parts vehicles. Yeah. Damn. Son, I rubbed off on you. He's a chip off the old block. I'll give him that. Good to see him, my boy. Oh, where do I go from there? I actually, and who has ever done this? I tried to remember all of the vehicles, and I thought, you know what? I got to write this shit down. I am not going to be able to remember each and every one of these. Now you're all familiar with the Mustang. That was actually the one in the thumbnail. There she is. Now she don't look that good now. That was probably back in, I want to say 88, 89, something like that. So yeah, she doesn't look that good now. Here she is being shown very close to, no, this was probably about 81 or 82. Yeah. Maybe 83, but that was the Midwest Mustang Nationals. We were out in the middle of the 500, Indianapolis 500 track. That's the infield back in that time period. And you can see me in the stupid hat and my future wife in the chair next to me. The white 67, I believe it was a 67. I can't see the side, but I should know this. It's been so long. Was at that time her sister and brother-in-law's Mustang, and we both showed them the same weekend. It was really cool, just really cool. Okay, where do I go from here? Actually, when we decided to rebuild a Mustang, that's when I went to the Datsun. And just to scare you, I'm going to throw that guy back up. And kaboom, there she is. There he is. That's not even how mine looked. But it had black interior, but it was that color. I, of course, had modified it heavily. being a young man, you know how that is. All right, so we have a guest, and I get to break out of this this diatribe about my old vehicles. Okay, let me see. Justin, let me bring you up here. Admission. Hide myself, of course. Type in some letters over here while we wait for you to be heard. No image again. Yeah, I can hear you.
Don't sound so excited.
No, dude, I'm happy to have you on.
You were starting to ramble on there, and since no one else was wanting to call in and talk about their vehicles.
Their vehicles, yeah.
Their vehicles. And plenty through my time.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
I can't even think of all the cars I've had.
I bet. You know? Hang on just a minute, Jesse.
Your son's got them all written down.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Well, see, my first car was a 1954 Custom.
Oh.
Paid $50 for it. Had the big Hemi engine, not the Hemi. The 413 wedge.
Mm-hmm.
Monstrous back seat. And when you're a teenager, you gotta have that huge back seat.
Oh yeah.
And a radio.
Wait, my son's in there. Yeah, that's nice. That's very practical to have a very large seat.
Yes. Especially the back seat. Literally as big as a couch.
I know, man. That's when they made real back seats.
Right.
Even my Rambler, which I bought for $75. There she is.
Oh, I had one of those.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
See that? I bought that for $75 off of one of my troops actually, and put a $75 rear end in it, and drove it for like 2 or 3 years after that. Yeah, that thing was considered a compact car, but man, that back seat and that trunk was cavernous.
Oh, the trunk on that was huge.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes. Also, my race car was a 64 Plymouth Belvedere.
Oh, nice.
That had a 413 in it. Had posit lock, 4 on the floor, big beat on the back.
Yeah, it's one of those long bodies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it was the same. I think it's the same body style as a Coronet.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, most of the time those cars, the only difference is really details.
Yes, absolutely.
Same car, just different details, different light lenses and stuff.
Yep. Different front end treatment, different rear end treatment.
Right,
yep.
Right. The headlights are a little different. They're same vehicle though.
Absolutely.
That was my street car. And
cool.
then here, probably in the last, I want to say 7-8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I got a new one. Let me talk amongst yourselves. I got to go check out this loud noise.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Hey, Chris, Chrissy, I didn't get it. Did you send it to me via by Facebook? Chrissy, you know I'm hardly ever on Facebook. Oh, all right. Let me open up Facebook here. I will definitely. See, Facebook is a resource hog, and I'm afraid it's going to slow down the.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. I was talking to Chrissy. She said she sent me one via Facebook Messenger. Hope it doesn't slow the stream down because it can do that.
So that loud noise I just heard.
What was it?
I don't know, but I'm happy.
You're happy because there was a loud noise?
Yeah, no, because it was nothing.
Oh, yes.
It wasn't. No, because it wasn't my car.
Ah, yes, of course.
I have had in the last, I want to say 8 years, probably 6 total vehicles out there.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
House. Anytime from, well, anytime during the day and night, it don't matter. I've had cars. So like every year now, I buy a new car.
Oh, no kidding. Sweet.
Well, I have to. My cars get totaled.
Oh man, that's not the reason I expected.
Well, no, but yeah, me either. To be honest with you, but yeah, I've had. Oh, I gotta say, at least 6 cars, brand new cars. I'm not able to keep them more like 6 months, 8 months.
Now, are you totaling them?
No, I'm not. They're sitting out. They jump out in front of drunk drivers coming down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I actually had one say that. I pulled out in front of him as he was coming down the road.
Nice.
Yeah, of course, the car was parked. I was in bed. Yeah, I've had lots of. It's just.
Man, is that more neighborhood trouble for you? I mean, we talked about neighbors.
No. It's actually just part of my pet peeves.
Oh, wow.
Drivers.
We are all over the place in this one. Cool.
I told you I hate drunk drivers.
Yeah. And distracted drivers.
But yeah, so I've had a lot of cars, but I've had fun, and I don't consider myself a gearhead, although I've worked on cars all my life.
Mm-hmm.
From before high school. Hell, I worked at a gas station when I was in grade school.
I did too. Yeah. I
did too.
Pass it all the time, as a matter of fact.
I spent probably from the age of 6 to 16, 17 years old working in a gas station.
Oh, I didn't have that kind of span, but wow, that's a long time, dude.
Yeah, I learned a lot,
So that was fun. Yeah, that was all under the table, right? At that point.
Sometimes I didn't even get paid. I just loved being there.
Yeah, well, me and my buddies used to, we had a guy that, whose dad owned a station, and we'd just go over there and he'd put us to work. I mean, we weren't doing anything official, and then he'd just pay us. I'm like, cool. But that's when you pumped gas and, for people.
Right. Pump gas, wash windshields,
mm-hmm.
check the oil, check the air pressure, the tires.
Absolutely.
I like to wash windshields in the summertime.
I hope it wasn't one of those sexy washes, Jesse.
No, not me. I'm just a young, red-blooded American growing boy.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Hey, Ed came in. How you doing, Ed?
Ed.
We also have Luke.
Am I getting close to his record yet?
I don't know, man. Ed's knocked it out of the park. I know. I wasn't kidding last night when I said it's over 20. I haven't published them all. In fact, I've got 2 in the wings that I'm getting ready to publish. It's hard for me to publish the ones when you guys don't. And I don't mind that you come on without video. I didn't mean to sound disappointed. It's just I figure as a guest cut, if you guys aren't going to use them, then I won't.
I don't. I'm not a YouTube creator.
Right.
Per se.
Well, per se.
So yeah, I'm fine with the guest cuts.
Okay. Yeah, I know that.
Take a little pressure off of you.
Well, thanks, man. I know that they exist, in this show. They'll be there for perpetuity, so that's not too bad. Yeah. Yes, and Luke Duke, how you doing, Luke Duke? I also saw crap. My dad makes me watch. Adam, how you doing, buddy? Oh, what's Patty saying? I got a van fever again. Ooh, 2 high top fully loaded vans. Oh man, drove them both for 8 years or each. I could do that again. I felt tall in my van. Yeah, it is nice to have a commanding view of the road. That's one of the things I love about trucks.
Right. Because you can see above the other vehicles and see what's happening out in front of them too.
Yes.
So it's always nice to be aware of your surroundings.
Absolutely.
Even if it is 100 yards away.
That's right. Well, you never know how many text messages they got to get through before they get closer to you.
Right.
Because that's going to happen. Well, Jesse, I got an ugly car for you.
Okay.
I mean, it's ugly. I want everyone who just ate to be very careful. because this car has been known to cause gastral distress. Right? Okay, ready? Ouch.
Pinto. I knew it. When you said gastral distress, I knew what it was.
And this was one of the potential bombs. This was a 1974 Pinto that I got from my father's then girlfriend, now wife. And I drove that for a little while the Mustang was being restored. And then I sold it to a buddy of mine for $230, probably back in 1980. And about 6 months later, he called me. He says, "I can't get it to go into gear." I said, "Well, let me come take a look at it." And I did. And I didn't do much troubleshooting, but I knew how to drive a stick shift without a clutch. And I said, "Well, I'll give you $35 for it." So I drove it home. I went to the junkyard and put a $3 clutch cable in it and gave it to my wife, my future wife. I don't know if that was a good gift or not, but she didn't have a car.
I was gonna say, you gave it to your future wife. She almost wasn't, huh?
That was almost like, oh man, he's giving me this. He must hate me. But I tell you, man,
condition.
Oh yeah. Condition? Oh, it was very close to that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But hey, man, that thing ran like a top. You couldn't kill it. It was just bulletproof. And believe me, I tried. I can't tell you.
You know another car that you can't kill?
What's that?
The Chevy Lumina.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I drove one for a year back and forth to Detroit for a year to work. And it gave me no problems whatsoever, but I got tired of driving it. So I sold it to my neighbor across the street. And I sold it to him for like, it wasn't much, trust me. It wasn't much. I got my use out of it. But he drove it for another 2 years before he traded it in.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy.
Hey man, if they last, they last.
Right.
Hang on to them.
Absolutely. Another one that lasts forever too is the Safari van, the work vans.
Yeah.
Them damn things go hundreds of thousands of miles.
Yes, they would. Yes. They would. Yeah, that's a good point because and even the Aerostar to a certain extent, and I don't mean to be a Ford fanboy, but it's just I've owned.
Well, no, you're right though. They do last too.
Yeah,
you can't find a used one, either one of those two vehicles. You can't find a used one with less than 150,000 miles, and they're going to want $10 for it, and they get it.
Oh yeah. You know? That's for sure. Now, I'll tell you another car that I'm not proud of.
I had a Rambler Rebel once.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
That's a car you can be proud of now.
Well, I had an old one and a new one.
Oh man.
What's the other one?
I was kind of an AMC guy. I mean, I own two CJ7s and the Rambler American, and I loved that Rambler American. If there's any car on my list of cars that I wish I still had, that would be the one. Honestly, and it just had a 232 6-cylinder Flash-O-Matic. Yep, which I literally had to take apart. I found another one, if you can believe this, probably in 87, 88. That's probably 88, 89. I actually found another Flash-O-Matic for that thing that far down the road at a junkyard. Bought it.
Wow.
And and it was missing either first or third, I don't remember. And my Flash-O-Matic was missing second. We took those apart and made one good transmission out of the two. And
that's what they do.
Yeah, and I drove it for another year, man. I loved that car. I just absolutely loved that car. And all I needed, of course, I didn't have any money, but all I needed was a paint job. I mean, it was straight. It was a Washington car. In fact, I still have the original license plate. That's it on the front there, because they were putting stickers on them even way back in '65, and I ripped off all the stickers when I sold the car, and I kept the AIT 054 plate. It's up in my garage right now.
Cool.
Yeah, but I had to sell it.
Yeah, the only vehicle that I wish I had right now was my 1950 Dodge panel truck.
Oh yeah.
They had a flathead 6 in it.
Yeah.
It's the car. It's the van I broke down coming from California to Ohio, but I broke down in Nevada.
Oh
Wound
man.
up there for the summer.
Well,
Trying to
what
get out of
happened?
there.
Yeah, what happened to it? Did you fix it and bring it all the way here, or?
No, I put it in a lot of dead vehicles that they had at the beginning of town.
Oh, I'll be damned.
It was a common occurrence. It's like going over, if you drive south on 75 to Ohio, Tennessee, and you go to, what the hell's, there's a road, portion of road when you cross over into Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
right at the border. Trying to think of the little town, but it's a really steep grade. It's really long, and it's known for killing cars.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, and they tow the cars down to a lot, and they have a big old lot. Well, you fix them or you junk them, you know.
That's where good cars go to die.
Yeah, it's gonna die. But in this little town in Nevada, most people that break down going to this town wind up leaving their cars in this empty vacant lot with all these dead cars there. Who do those cars belong to? The people that left them there. And
Yeah.
the town just leaves them there.
Wow. Is it city property?
It's a town of about 300 out in the middle of the desert.
Uh-huh. I mean, the lot that they leave them is that city or state property?
A lot that's off to the side of the road.
Huh. I would imagine after a while, it would belong to the owner of that property. Wouldn't you think?
I'm sure that the cars don't stay there forever.
Mm.
You know, I'm sure they get either towed away or pieced out or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I bet. Oh man.
Well, I know there's guys out there that'll take cars and get a front end loader and take them out to the desert and just have fun with them.
I know I would. Maybe
Yeah.
what is that, roadkill? Maybe they go out there and get some at times.
No doubt.
Yeah. I want to say hello to Rick Aliber. How you doing, Rick? Johnny Avanti, welcome. Hello to you. And Outdoorsy Girl, yes, absolutely. I got it via email. Let me know in the chat if you're coming up or if you just want me to show folks. Oh, and she says, Gremlin, Bobcat, Pinto, Pacer, all scary.
The Pacer.
Oh, man, that Pacer. I had a girlfriend whose mom had a Pacer. She went out and bought it as soon as they came out and of course, everybody loved them when they first came out. Those things sold like hotcakes. And then the reviews start coming in, and then...
That's what happens. The reviews come in. The people start driving them, and they go, oh, this is a crap car.
Yeah.
This is a crap one.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to find out there. Let me see. I had another one. Oh, I didn't get to the car that I'm not proud of.
Oh no, you didn't. Well, I thought that was.
Oh well, there have been several. But yes, we owned an Escort, which is just virtually a Pinto 2. That car was okay, but I tell you, it had no air conditioning, and I couldn't keep tires balanced on that thing. I don't know what it was, but just a little screaming gerbil car. Oh, I don't have a picture of all three of my Pintos, but I do have a picture of the second Pinto. Ooh, bam. Man, I found those wheels. Somebody gave them to me, and I detailed them as though they were from factory. I stripped them all the way down, and a lot of it's hand painted. I don't know why I spent so much time in that. In fact, I did that when I first went to Permanent Party in Washington State during some downtime. Oh, the things we'll do with our downtime, man.
Oh yeah, and with our cars.
And with our cars. Oh yeah.
I've seen people put $5,000 stereo systems and $2,000 worth of wheels on a $500 so I don't know what to say about that.
I know. Well,
we did it too. We did it.
Oh, hell yeah, we did. Hell yeah.
We did it too.
Here's a good example. I bought this Jeep at an auction. for
Nice.
I want to say it was $300. Well, it sounds nice, but what the picture doesn't show is how rusty it was.
Where the crack was on the frame.
No. The frame was actually pretty good, but the idiot had these 44s on here, and I couldn't stand that. Not only that, but I wanted to try my hand at bodywork, which has never been my forte. Plus, the interior was old stock standard, half
Right.
seats, and didn't have a good top on it. So I redid it.
Well, that looks nice.
Yeah, I actually rebuilt the motor in a carport, if you can believe that. And I drove it for like 2 or 3 years after that, and just I'm a big Jeep guy. I've always loved them, and that was one of my favorites. But yeah, he'd also, in order to get those swampers on there, he had shackle extenders front and rear, so it handled. Oh, it just handled like crap. You'd hit a bump and you thought for sure you're going to just lose it every time, no matter how fast you're going. It's horrible. Fix that though.
Not a great gamer came in.
Hey, not a great gamer. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. If you guys have any questions,
trying to come in?
Not yet. You're just gonna have to hang out with me, man.
I'm gonna have to hang out with you for a while. That's fine. I don't mind. I just, if somebody comes on, just let me know.
We'll talk about we'll talk about some of the other let's see, some of the other chats in here. Yes, got to find out if Chrissy actually is going to come up, or she just wants me to show the picture.
Guys,
I got no problem with that.
96 Geo Prism.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's body was Bondo. Well, yeah.
Did you see Luke Dukes? Yeah. Oh man, Bondo. Luke Duke says he daily drives that because I think he was there with it at Morgan Monroe, 1996 Ford Ranger. He said the odometer quit last December with 215,000 miles.
Nice.
And the clutch is stock to this day. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Okay,
well,
so
first of all, I'm surprised he's driving a stick. First of all, and to make a clutch last that long.
Oh, I know. I know.
He probably doesn't have a really heavy foot.
Probably not. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to baby a stock clutch to get 215,000. Oh man, to get that many miles out of a stock clutch, that's extraordinary. What do we got? Okay.
I used to go through them once a year, put on the clutch.
Once a year. Jesse, you got to be hard on these vehicles, man.
On my stick shifts, I like to show off.
I get it. Luke Duke also says my brother and I rebuilt a Jeep 79 Jeep CJ5 back in high school. Man, you want to talk about something that was unstable at high speed washboards? That was the CJ5 because of that short wheelbase, but I like them just as well. I really want a CJ6 just because they came out with that new pickup and the original one is the long bed CJ series. I'd really like to have one of those.
So did you take auto mechanics to school?
No, I absolutely didn't. Nope. No? Most 90% of mine is Shade Tree Garage, right?
Yeah. So is mine.
Yeah.
I did take auto shop in high school.
Yeah, the only thing go ahead.
We put a 427 in a Volkswagen.
Yes.
Just because we could.
You had to make it a mid-engine, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, backseat? No. No backseat.
Sorry, this is a two-seater now.
Right. We also built a car from the ground up.
Oh, no kidding.
Pieces. Yeah, learning to weld and shit,
Yeah.
Learning all that time. Then, well, let's put this engine in, Okay, well, we got to build mounts and do all this literally, from the ground up. Just whatever was available in the shop, we put it together and built a car. Teacher said, your project is to build a car. Here's a bunch of parts.
That is cool. That is absolutely
fun. It was fun. We used to drive around the parking lot. No, of course, I had no body. It was just a frame and a wooden seat, and all that, But it was a car. We drove it around the parking lot. I'm not sure, but the rumor was that he did this often, and he would take the car and take it all apart, and put it back in a pile, and Next
Oh,
class would come in and do the same thing, you know.
what a great idea, though. I mean,
No, it was because it was fun.
yeah.
And we had to work together. That was the main thing. He wanted us to learn to work together, how to work together as a group to do something. So that was cool.
Yeah, yeah, more of a team exercise as well, man. So you can all put your brains together.
Right.
That
They used to teach.
I bet they don't do that
They used to
anymore.
teach you. No,
Yeah,
they don't do that anymore.
yeah, exactly. They're teaching you. Absolutely.
Right.
Oh, Ludwig says I have a, little video of my Jeep on my channel. Oh, go check that out. I haven't seen it.
Wait till the show's over.
Yeah, I'll wait till the show's over. We also had Drone Kings in Darwin. How you doing, Brad? And X Country Adventures. Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. We are talking cars tonight with Toledo Jess, and whomever wants to come up is more than welcome. Jess, do we want to take a look at Chrissy's car? She says she's not going to come up.
Sure.
All right.
Okay. Let's take a look at Chrissy's car.
Let's do that as soon as I find out which feed it is. There we go. This is what did she say? This is her first car, and that is Chrissy right there too. Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know. Did you? Hang on. Let me
catch it.
Yeah. Let me go into the. Oh, it's a 79 MGB Mark IV. Sweet. Very nice. Second car is what she says. Yep. Very, very nice, Chrissy. My father would love that. He was a big MGB guy back in the day.
I'm not really a car guy per se. I mean, to me, a car is a piece of equipment that gets me from A to B, and sometimes takes me to C.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a love of cars, mostly because I know that they're such a bad investment.
That's true, but when you work on them, and you should know this as well, when you work on them and make them better than they were, it's just so satisfying to me.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, but for me, any kind of work like that is satisfying.
That's true too.
Cars.
That is absolutely true.
It doesn't have to be cars.
Yep.
And I guess it's like being a computer tech and then having to come home and work on your computer or somebody's computer. After a while, you just get tired of it. I just got tired of getting those phone calls at 9, 10 o'clock. Hey, Jesse, my car's doing this. What is it? I don't know.
I totally get it. Yep, I totally get it, dude.
Because I've been a mechanic most of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a job,
Yeah.
Until I turned into a factory rat. But and I've been around long enough to have a couple lives, so
Tell me about it.
But so cars, I like cars. I love looking at them. My sister, Diana, she belongs to a car club, and she always wants me to tell everybody about the show they're going to. They win prizes. They got what has she got? Coronets. I believe, I don't remember now. I have to go look at your pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got a couple cars that are show cars, and she loves showing them off.
Cool.
Constantly hearing about them.
Well, I'm the same way though. I mean, the reason the reason I still have mine. Hey, have a good night there, Ed. He's heading to bed. Head to bed. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Ed's in the shed going to bed.
Hey, awesome epic adventures. How you doing? And Gaffa Haynes, welcome to the show again. And X Country Adventure says, I have a 1966 Datsun Roadster sitting in the back porch out back. Nice. Very nice.
Yep.
Yeah, what I was saying was all you need to know about me is not that I'm being arrested, but
that was me.
Yeah, that I know. That I still have my first car. What
cool.
What does that tell you, right?
That's cool.
She don't look. What's that?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That you have your first car.
Yeah, she don't look like this anymore. No, she does not look like that anymore. But I do. I don't know where that was coming
Old
from.
picture mixed in with a new picture.
Yeah, old with the new. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Covering both bases.
It's apart right now, right? Stay with the part.
Yeah, it's a virtual shell roller, if you will. The motor's sitting in my garage, and of course the parts are strewn all about the house, and so
Along with your drums and everything.
go along with my drums. Yeah, I'm looking at all my drum equipment except for the PA equipment, which I still have down there. Oh, it's brutal. It is brutal. But yeah, that's a sure sign of somebody who's a little bit too deep in the automotive love.
Right. Outdoorsy gals leaving us tonight.
Outdoorsy gals got to go. Oh,
Yeah.
got it. All right. Good night, Chrissy. We'll see you. Thanks. Luke Duke says my favorite vehicle was a 1978 Chevrolet Silverado 4x4 short bed with a 406. I don't remember the 406 and a neck brake. Of course, I'm not a Chevy guy. A neck braking, yeah, turbo 350 trans. Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And next up, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Next up, yeah, he was on the show a couple weeks ago. He has that, that channel that boosts budding artists, musical artists,
right?
Which is awesome, absolutely awesome. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
400 Chevy board to 0.03 over.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. Technically, my 351 Cleveland is no longer a 351, but that is what it is. You got to stick with that because if I said something else, I go what?
What? Like you did just now.
Exactly. I'll just throw down the horsepower figures, and then it was
right.
Oh, look, Nag's coming up. Sweet.
All
right, dude. Well, Jesse, thanks for hanging out with me, man.
No problem.
I'm not.
I told you I don't want short nights. If I have to come on and extend your evening, that's what I'm going to do. So now I got my relief picture coming in.
You got your relief picture coming in. Well, nobody appreciates it, Jesse, more than I do. So thank you, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, buddy.
Have a good evening, pal.
You too.
Leave meeting. There you go. There. Perfect. That worked. All right. I don't know that I want to go over any of my cars before I bring up my next guest. Maybe he'll ask me about a few of them. I've just got a few pictures left. Not too many of them. I have the only GM car in here that I've ever owned, and that's just a teaser. You'll have to wait until the end to see that one. Funniest car ever. I think I've talked about it before, but I'll just say this. It was given to me, and it needed a freeze plug, so I fixed that. And one day I decided to try the cruise control because, it was an older car, but it had cruise control. And it just took off like a bat out of hell. Speaking of bats out of hell, how you doing, Nag?
Hi.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, wish I could say the same.
What's that?
I wish I could say the same.
Oh, wonderful. That's the way to start off. Agreed.
Yeah. How are you? You all right?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing okay. Yeah.
I have 6 hours until my surgery.
What surgery is that?
If you go online, the best way it's called an apicectomy.
Apicectomy.
Yeah, it's to do with your mouth. That's essentially what I'm having.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
I bet not. Nobody really looks forward to surgery, though.
I opted to have it done awake as well. And looking back in hindsight, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad, dude. Too bad.
Yeah. Think of it this way, rather me than you, huh? That's how you've got to think of it.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far. I tell you what, here, this might make you feel a little better if I tell you a little story about one of my root canals. Because it was arguably before you were born. I don't know how old you are.
How dare you assume my age? Excuse me?
That was a
Excuse me?
compliment. That was a compliment.
Oh, these days it's not. These days you've just offended me bigly.
Well, I am an equal opportunity offender, so there you go.
Yeah, you hate everyone just as much.
No. Okay, back to my story. This will make you feel better because you're going to be put out for this probably, and you won't know a thing until you wake up groggy.
Well, I'm not being put out. I'm being kept well awake for this.
Oh, you are?
Yep, I chose not to be put asleep.
And did you also choose no pain killing apparatus or
I've been
injections?
told that the extraction of the tooth itself is going to be okay. It's going to be the drilling into the gum, into the bone. I've been told that's going to be funky.
Yeah, it probably won't hurt. What it'll do is you'll feel a lot of pressure and a lot of vibration, but
facial pressure featuring Queen.
Yeah, I've had one root canal, and I still have the gold tooth to prove it. But back in the day, they didn't automatically pull it. But I want to tell you how they got the root out, or the nerves out of the root.
Yeah.
Do you know those toys? They're like wrapped pieces of paper around a stick, and you throw it forward, and it extends on you. As
a wrapped piece of paper on a stick.
Yeah, hard paper, and it was permanently wrapped. Permanently spiraled up. And you would just fling it out, and it would get long, and then retract on itself. You don't remember that?
No.
Oh man! Well,
What the hell?
dude, that was a thing. I wish I knew the name of it. I'm just gonna type in wrapped.
Oh, is that what it's called? A Chinese yo-yo?
Is that what it is? A Chinese yo-yo?
Sounds like a piece of shit yo-yo to me. Look at me. I'm the blooming popular one amongst all my friends. Look, I've got a stick for a piece of fucking paper in the end. Anyway, sorry.
That's all right. Let's see yo-yo.
It is just
I got to see if that's exactly what we're talking about here. Images. Yes, it was a Chinese yo-yo. Awesome.
Type this in and some kind of porn was going to come up. Alas.
Yeah, that's a dangerous. That sounds like a dangerous thing to type into a search engine. But anyway, think about that, fully extended, miniature, without the stick, and with serrations all the way down the spiral, so it got really small. They literally would throw that into the root and just crank, and that's all they could do. And it wasn't pleasant by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, I've had a root canal, and they do pretty much the same thing. They get like these long rods, and they're ribbed. And they just go up and down, up and down, up and down really fast. And they essentially file inside of your mouth out until the roots come out.
Oh, ribbed. Apparently for your pleasure.
Yes. I use ribbed for my pleasure, though. I just turn them inside out.
Oh, you selfish bastard.
I am. I get all the lube as well, which makes it even more fun. You love me coming up, didn't you, Jim? And the thing is, it's so family friendly.
Whoever said that? Now, I've had some young folks on here, but I've never said that this was a family friendly show.
Well, they need to learn about protection.
That's right. No nudity. Kids, always wear your raincoat.
And that's why I always say to people when they're driving cars, drive safe, wear a condom.
That's actually a good tagline.
Ultimate protection.
Yes, always wear your condoms. Renter Grown, how you doing? Nugget Brain Peterson, Dirty D's, how you doing, guys? Welcome to the show. Good to see you again.
Yeah, if I ever do in my 1970 Dodge Challenger or Charger, I will be doing Route 66 with my ribs on inside out for sure. You've got to keep safe. Yeah.
Well, just
all the way.
Just as long as you're wearing assless chaps at the same time.
No assless chaps.
No assless chaps? I'm
scared of spiders biting me.
Well, they come free with every Challenger purchase. You didn't know that?
I come free with. No, I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
I'm
not going there. Yep, I stopped myself.
There are limits.
Take it to the limit one more time. Sorry. Yeah, I stopped myself halfway through. I do apologise for walking about like this chicken. I'm trying to find my charger.
That's okay.
I just found my friend.
No, it's visual interest. I don't have any problem with that. By the way,
I hate it.
Renter Groan says, don't be a fool, wrap your tool.
Yeah, don't be a fool, wrap your tool.
That's a PSA. Don't be a fool, wrap your tool. Why has that not made it on as a broadcast PSA? I'll never know.
And then, of course, however, though, but if you want children, unsheath your beef.
I like that too. Too bad it doesn't rhyme with sausage, right?
I just made that up. Oh, sausages! Did somebody say sausage? Right.
I don't know that there's ever a conversation that sausage isn't brought up with you.
Can we talk about cars, mate, for once?
Yeah, let's talk about cars, man.
Bloody subjects. I'll come up here just to talk about cars, and you go off about condoms and teeth.
Hey, I didn't start the teeth thing. You said you were getting ready for surgery tomorrow. So yeah, let's.
Why did you have to bring up my surgery? You son of a
I'm sorry. Let's
so
talk cars.
petrified.
Let's talk
Last
cars.
time it was my dead cat, and now you're mocking my surgery.
Don't be silly. Cover your willy.
I wonder, that's childish. I bet I had that one when I was a child. But with what? Do you know what, right? This is an actual, everyone in chat and for you, I'm just going to say this outright. The baguette was invented in Greece, right? And they used that solely for one thing. The shape of it is what it was used for.
Huh.
Google that. That is not me making that up. So next time you're eating a baguette and you get naughty thoughts, it's natural. Okay, kids? It's natural. Right. Anyway, onto the cars.
Having said that.
Yeah. Right, onto the cars. 1970 Dodge Charger, 1970 Dodge Challenger, a Ford Capri 2.8. You won't know what a Ford Capri is.
Oh, I do. I know the European Capri. They also they use that badge over here as well for a different car. It's very close.
Ooh. Honda CRV 2.4 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Not really, not that one.
No. Okay.
What about hang on. Oh, what the bloody hell is it called? No, because you've got so many similar looking shapes. I think it might be called a Plymouth.
Mm-hmm.
You have a type of Plymouth that I love. But I don't know all these American cars. You Americans have so many freaking cars.
Oh man, yeah. It's almost limitless.
Yes. It would probably have to be a Trans Am. I would love it though with like a close ratio, like 4 gears.
So, have you owned any of those?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, here I'm going to.
I couldn't afford it.
Oh, that's okay. But I feel like I feel like I have to remind you of what tonight's subject is. Your cars.
Yeah.
Not cars you want.
My cars. Well, I don't give a toss.
Now, come on, tell us about some of the cars you've actually owned.
Oh, some of the cars I actually say. Oh, what cars cars I've owned.
Yes.
See, I come in here to talk about cars, ladies and gentlemen, and that's not good enough for him either.
Well, that's going to be another subject, though. That is absolutely going to be another subject.
I don't give a flying fudge. I was telling you, sir, about my cars, and you was not interested. Good day to you. No? Right, something. Well, you want to know what cars I've had? These are going to bore the hell out of you. Ford Fiesta 1.1.
Oh, yeah.
I think that put out 45 horsepower. 0 to 60 in a lifetime. Literally die of old age as you hit the speed limit. The economy of a potato single point injection. However, what I did love about them engines is I knew nothing about cars back then. But even I, like, your injector units failed, mate. And even I, like, lifted up the boot on it. Sorry, hood, as you say in America. And even I figured out how to change over the injector unit. It's like Lego. It's switch and replace. It is the most beautiful engine to work on. I actually took that thing apart, and that actually taught me a lot of fundamental basics about engines. Single point injection as well. You know, it's much easier. But anyway, that was the crappiest car I've ever had in my life. I've had 2 of them, not out of choice. I had a Ford Orion 1.3. Now, they were a big old saloon car, and then that had a 1.3 in it, and it was the same Ford engine as the 1.1 that was bored out with about an extra 5 horsepower and a potato under it. That thing was even slower. That did 0 to 60. You needed one of your children to take over after you died of old age so they could carry on. The fastest car I ever had would have been a 1988 Suzuki Swift GTI. Now, people are going to laugh at that. That thing had a close ratio gearbox imported from the Netherlands for hill sprinting. it had a full weight reduction. It was my, should we say, my, what would you call it, boy racers. I'm a little shit car. You
Mm-hmm.
know what, like most little men go through. I grew out of it for quite a good period, but that thing was, it had like 160 brake, which isn't much, but for a car that weighs like 600 kilograms, you know, and with a close ratio gearbox, that thing was an absolute jet. But then I drove that about untaxed, and the police came and towed it off one day when I was asleep because I was a little shit. I was driving about illegally, nothing to be proud of. That
Hmm.
ended up being crushed into a cube. Um,
Was it something similar to this?
that's a Mark II,
Oh,
but
okay.
Mark One, but
Ah,
Mark One.
Mark 1.
Yep.
Oop,
Actually,
there it
in
is.
front of that, that could be a Mark II, Mark One.
Ah,
Right, the red one,
this one over here or
top,
here?
top.
Right here?
See that there?
Oh,
That
okay.
was mine.
Cool.
And people, as I said, yeah, it was when I was a kid, and it was old. And even when it was built, it would have been dangerous as hell. I mean, them things literally, you could fart on them, and the panels used to just dent. And here's a fun fact: do you know the Ford Cortina?
Mhm.
That was made from the recycled metal from the scrapped Ford Cortina. That's why the Suzuki Swift Mark Ones rust so easy, because the quality of metal that they used was absolute shite. They used it was the old Ford Cortina, 0.8 millimeter steel across the body on that.
Huh. Yes, well, it sounds a lot like my Datsun. It was that sheet metal was paper mache as well.
That's
There we go.
very similar to them things.
Ford Cortina.
Yeah.
Yep. Looks a lot like the 63 and below Rambler, honestly.
You could see the Cortina shape it was. You saw the Mark One, and I think it was Mark Three or something.
Oh, was it?
It was that was my funniest car, but you know, dangerous. And that's about it. So, how fun was it at the start? And then I'll tell you about the cars. Look how bored you get.
No,
bored
that was cool actually. The Cortina is actually a collector's item now, is it not? Over there? I mean, they have shows and everything. I don't know how I know this, but I was watching. Well, I do know how. I was watching a video on some of the European cars that people have just fallen in love with because there were so damn many of these, and they were so affordable, relatively speaking, that they've come back in popularity. Yeah, it looks like the Rambler, Jesse says. Mm-hmm.
Tell you one more is actually quite a collector's item over is the Ford Anglia.
The Ford what?
Anglia.
Anglia? Yes, that's the other one.
And you can, them things have got such shitty drive shafts that you can wheel spin them, and if you wheel spin hard enough, they just snap clean off.
Nice.
So that's why, as a child, my father used to tell me the stories of used to get their dad turning up at the car meetings and beating the shit out of their sons because they know there's been wheel spinning their Ford Anglia because it was sitting there with broken drive shafts. So you could get the old dads turning up because they knew straight away, you know. So yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
That is crazy. I can't get into the styling of the Anglia.
What about the wooden Morris?
Wooden Morris.
Type in Morris Minor wood. Minor, yeah.
No. Comes up with Wooden Morris Minor League, Minor Hockey, Minor Baseball.
MORRIS space minor MIN space wood. Well, put car at the end. Then it should come up. We used to have. You can still get them. It's basically a car with a metal front and a wooden end.
Oh yeah, like the old Woody. Sure. Here she is.
And you still get them to this day. For about like you see them and you think ugly freaking things, but
cool.
Classics.
Classics. Cool. Yeah. Look,
but they're still making them.
They're still making those?
I'm pretty sure you can still get them new, yeah. But
that's awesome.
A rarity because, they had stupid little engines in them, and over in the UK, the laws that are coming out, we ain't going to have anything above a hairdryer in a year or two.
Hairdryer and a skateboard.
No, only the rich can afford the big cars. I had a 2.5 last year, and when I sold that at 2.5, I literally sold it with tears in my eyes, knowing that that's the biggest engine I'm ever going to own in my life.
Yeah.
Because newer cars with the tax brackets and everything, you know, the same engine they bought out 2 years later, but under the new tax laws, tax was like 3 times the price.
Yeah.
For the same engine.
It's just like him to kill the economy in that fashion.
Yep. Can't have diesel. I understand that, but diesel's filthy, so trying to get rid of that. But then they moan about petrol. And if you go into London, they'll can't use that word. They'll steal an absolute fortune on you just for driving through London, called the congestion charge, and they base it on your economy, like of your vehicle. If you're going through there in a Humvee or something, well, you wouldn't be able to actually get stuck in most of the streets. But you know what I mean. Yes, well, some of our streets are Tudor, King Henry VIII. They're literally the width of a horse and cart. I've been up streets literally where my mirrors, I've had to fold them in so I'm not hitting the sides of buildings.
Sure.
It's mad. Anyway, yeah, you literally, I can't even imagine what that would cost you.
Oh, man.
Go through, if you, for example, if you're a tourist and you wanted to go to Westminster, the city of Westminster, I'd read, that probably cost you hundreds.
Damn. What an odd tax to throw up there.
Oh, mate, this country's got some stupid laws. And the thing is you can't go, F you, I'm not going to pay it, because it's government. It's all linked up to the system. You get a letter through that door within days if you don't pay.
Oh, I bet. Well, let me bring some levity in here. Hey, Gaming with Leonard, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Nugget Brain.
Hello.
Nugget Brain. Yeah, Nugget Brain Peterson says he's on his 4th Corvette. That's awesome. Bashful around.
I'm on my none. I haven't had one. I haven't had one bloody Corvette. See, that's the karma thing, isn't it? Pain and pleasure. Some people suffer all their life, hint, and then look, 4 bloody Corvettes.
Well, in his defense, they could be all, what is it, did you lock up? No, you stopped moving.
Yeah, I stopped moving for a reason. That was my sign of disappointment. 4 Corvettes.
Bashful Roundtable says, I'm a Mustang girl. I've had 3 and I love them all. I've had 2 in my day.
Sweet Jesus. I had a 1.1 Ford Fiesta. You want to compare that to a Mustang, neck on neck?
Well, yeah.
I feel, now can you see why I was talking about Dodge Chargers?
Oh, sure. It's the need for speed, man. I get it. I totally get it.
And it's nice knowing as well, as much as turbos and all of that is nice, it's nice knowing when you've just got raw old school power.
Oh, yeah.
No fiddly diddlies. Although a turbocharger on top don't matter, you know, it's just an extension on the belt. It's just a bit more spinning. But, yeah, none of these computer turbos or anything, just raw power on a straight desert road.
Yeah.
As I said before, that obese sheriff, as I go past in this speed gun, I go so fast it just comes up with error, and the fat fucker can't even get in his car by the time I'm gone and I'm in a different state.
Now, easy. That's going to be your happy place tomorrow, so keep that in mind.
Oh, I am going to be laying in that. I'm going to be laying in that operating chair. This is Route 66 as they drill my face off.
Well, let me help you take your mind off again, because you're going to really be pissed off at this. He's also had 6 67 GTOs.
I thought you said he had 6.
This is Nugget Brain Peterson.
Wow, that's another thing I hadn't had. Right, 67 GTOs.
Yep, 6 of them.
Ooh.
Awesome. Ooh. And he still has a 77 Chevy Blazer since 1984.
I had 6.5 67 GTOs.
Oh, hey, Jim, Above Beyond Drones. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Geo Metro.
Well, I know no cars that have been fancy or posh. Nothing. It's quite embarrassing now, really.
Well, the culture is a little bit different where you're at, right?
Yeah, the culture over here is, as I told you, it's incest and drink tea, get bad teeth. That's about it.
Cars didn't even fit into that equation.
Tell you how, old chap. Oh, when I sweep the occasional frickin' chimney. Hey, sir, can I have some more? That's about all we've got over here. This country.
Well, you got to get that passport, man. Get over here and we can slam a few beers, dude, or whatever you drink.
Maybe that would be good. I'll tell you one thing though, before I do go. Don't want to go into politics on your thing, but have you seen on the news recently about what's happened over here the past couple of days?
Over at your place?
Yeah.
Is that the last thing I know is that you're in your Supreme Court trying to overturn Brexit?
Supreme Court have ruled that our Prime Minister works for the MPs.
Oh.
I won't go into it, but essentially,
give us a top level on that one. I'm like, what?
It would be essentially the same thing as saying as Supreme Court in America, your president is now below Congress.
Oh.
It's messed things right. As I said, I weren't going to go into politics. It was just like, I weren't sure if you'd heard it, because like we've got riots and everything going on at the moment in the city.
No, I hadn't heard that. And I shut your keyboard, man.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
No, it's okay. That's okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Is it rotating colors or no? It's just blue. Now it's red.
There you go.
Now it's green. Yeah, there's the rotation.
Yeah, I can change the speed as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how good's that?
I can do that as well.
Good for you. Mine's better. Come on, give me something. Give me one thing. Give me something.
There we go.
Ooh. An epileptic's dream.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
slow.
I do love a good strobe.
Yes. Who doesn't love a good strobe?
Who does not love a good strobe? Right. You're going to say I've got to go now because it's gone the hour and I have things to do.
Well, we are at the top of the hour, and I'm. See, you didn't bore me at all with the talk of cars in your side there.
Well, you bored me.
Well, that's my job.
The moment I come up and I was like, I want to talk about Dodge Chargers, and you ruined that dream.
Well, now don't despair. Don't despair, because that will be an upcoming show.
Oh, I love a Dodge Charger. You know, if anyone out there's got one or a Challenger that they just don't want, you know where I am. Hook me up.
Yeah, hook him up.
The
shipping is going to suck.
The shipping will suck. Sorry.
That's all right.
I would prefer it though. Put a steering wheel on the right freaking side of the car before you ship it over.
What if they ship it over with some duct tape so you can do it?
Ooh, duct tape. See what? That's what the old French do, right? I swear to God. Before I go, the Peugeots that they have, the old Peugeots, left-hand drive. You open the bonnet or hood, whatever you call it in America. It's left-hand drive like it is in America, but to make it right-hand drive, they just put the steering wheel on the right-hand side and then just put a rod going over to the left. So it's fully left-hand drive still, and they've just done it lazy. You can just see the rod. It's the laziest thing. So if you hit your curb or something really hard, you bend that rod up and your car steers. Stupid. Blooming Peugeots, mate.
Yeah, give them a C for effort.
Give them a blooming F for effort. I'm not even going to say that joke about no. Can't go there. Right, anyway, I'm going to go.
All right, buddy. Thanks for coming on. Let me know when we're going to get together on that.
On what?
Are we doing a video?
No.
Okay.
Expect me to be all happy. I'm sour. You're kicking me off your show.
No, I'm not kicking you off my show, but I am kicking you off my show.
Well, okay then. Well, God bless you. Good health. Eat your vegetables and recycle your plastics.
Thank you, sir. I will. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know about you guys, but I was very interested to see some of the cars that they enjoy on the other side of the pond there, because they are quite different. Even the Ford Fiesta is markedly different than the one that's sold over here for a while, but I think they crossed paths because they use the name for two different vehicles, if my memory serves, and don't take me to task on that. I didn't see anybody else come in here, but let's see. I want to say Rich Grown said a town group in had wheel tax that charged you $75 for each registered wheel you had. Cars, trucks, semis, trailers. Yeah, that's not the only place that does that for sure. Flash flood warnings tonight. Wow. they might drive backwards over there. I don't know. Actually, I've been over there, honestly. And we had a Dodge Durango, so I know exactly what he was talking about, those narrow streets, man. Getting a vehicle, which is kind of a mid-size, right? It's not nearly as big as some of the vehicles over here. That Durango was tough to get through some of those small streets. I am here to tell you. There were a couple of backups for both us and or those traffic coming toward us. All right, folks, listen. That's going to be the show tonight. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night when we're going to look at the vape crisis, that horrible tragedies that have happened recently, why they might have happened, what do we know now, what can we learn from it, and really, are vapes dangerous? That's what we're going to cover tomorrow night, so don't miss that. Thank you all for being here and participating. Thanks to everyone in the chat. You guys, fantastic. Thank you so much. If I missed any of you, I apologize. As normal, I try to get to everyone, but eyes forward. And I'm a one-man show, so that is what it is. With that, I will leave you with, of course, this. Make sure you treat others the way you would want to be treated. If we all did that, this world would be a better place. Thank you, folks. Take care, and we'll see you live.